Today, let's talk about the fact that selling is not the only way to profit from an asset, and sometimes it's the worst way. In my opinion, if your net worth grows and your options expand, that's success, even if no dollars have been realized. Yes, we're always talking about this on this channel, that it's important that you put your profit first before any other thing. However, selling for profit makes sense if the asset is speculative. That's if the asset has no long-term utility and the best way to use it is to sell it. And that framing mostly applies to a lot of cryptocurrency, but not Bitcoin. And in this case, there are different categories of profits. There are different models. So if you're a trader and you want to buy a token, sell it higher and lock in the dollars you gain. If it's a high-risk asset, this is necessary, but it requires you being right twice. You gotta know what to buy and when, and you gotta know when you're supposed to sell it. Whereas when you're buying something like Bitcoin, you're buying to grow your balance sheet. You're buying an asset that you expect to appreciate. Your net worth increases even if you never sell it. And this is very common with investors with things like land, business, equities. You use the assets rather than exit. More and more, we are getting infrastructure that makes Bitcoin function like a land or like a stock. You can take out a loan against it. This is considered pristine collateral. We're going to talk about it in a second. But Bitcoin is increasingly treated as a store of value. It has held on longer time frames by institutions and even governments. And it is really well integrated into our financial infrastructure, into our ETFs, into custody solutions, into lending. So selling is not the only way to benefit. Therefore, the real question isn't did she sell? The more precise and better question is our financial position meaningfully stronger because of our Bitcoin holdings? And the answer is clearly yes. Cheryl has increased purchasing power. She's not using the money she's supposed to use to buy groceries to buy Bitcoin and expecting it to flip quick tomorrow. She's got increased optionality. She can sell it when she wants. She can lend it. She can take out a loan against it. She's got increased resilience to inflation. And as I said earlier, she's got an asset that can be borrowed against and she only has to write once. In my opinion, that is success, even if no dollars have been realized yet. So the takeaway from all of this is that I would encourage you to think of Bitcoin as land. People don't ask, is your house profitable? They don't ask, was buying land dumb because you didn't take profits? They understand that land appreciates, land can be collateral, land gives you options. Selling is one, but it's definitely not the definition of success. Yes, profit matters. Yes, life requires cash. And yes, some people should indeed sell some Bitcoin at some point. But that's a very different situation from if you haven't sold, you're not successful. That's just not how assets work. So if you got any more questions about cryptocurrency, the comment section is open. You can like, follow, share, and I'll be right there with you next week.